Subhanallah.
So I think first thing, maybe record your life. Journaling really helps. Talk about your experiences, write about your experience. Secondly, set goals for yourself. It doesn't matter what the goal is. It could be a health goal. It could be a goal to read something. It could be to attend a small little course or something. It could be something small, little project that you're going to do with your children. It could be anything. But set a goal for yourself. Have things that you are excited about. Have small things that you're excited about, like little courses, learning little things. You know, anything. I think it's very important for sisters, particularly when we have our children. For me, it was that when my children were younger, that I'm going to read these books. While my son, youngest one, and both of them used to nap at the same time, I was like, I'm going to read this book while they sit. And finishing the book gave me a good feeling. Like, wow,
I can imagine, yeah.
Every day when they napped, I thought my self-care is I'm going to stop trying to get everything done. I'm just going to sit there in the room where they are, and I'm just going to read for 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever. It doesn't matter. Everything else can wait. I need my self-care time. I need to recenter myself. Third thing that I'm really, really passionate about is working on yourself, like studying yourself, knowing yourself. Like, we've got to really work on our growth, like changing our habits, changing the way that we talk about ourselves. You know, negative self-talk, like our subconscious mind's constantly listening to everything that we're saying. And it's almost as though it's the program. Anything that if we constantly say negative things to ourselves, our subconscious mind is saving those things, and now those are the kind of thoughts we're going to produce. So if I'm saying negative things like, "Oh, Nadia, you're so stupid, you never do anything right," every time I might mess up something, more of those kind of thoughts are going to be produced. So we need to look at ourselves, like, why do we do the things that we do? Why do we say the things we say? Why we believe in the things that we believe?
Faiza is just like, mashallah, Faiza is fully engaged. She loves your energy. She says like, yay. And plus she's talking about finishing her book.
Better for me to read short children's books. Yeah, that if that works for you at the moment, sister, any small steps in the right direction.
She has little kiddos, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. You should, actually, Nadia, you should check out her page, mashallah. She's definitely.
So, okay, inshallah, I'll check you out, Faiza, after this live, inshallah. So I think, thirdly, studying ourselves, working on our growth, and just asking ourselves, why do I do the things I do? If something doesn't work, why do we consistently feel as though we need to do it the same way? Like I talk about, you know, like for example, I'm naraz with you, Iram, and you've offended me, and I start saying, Iram, tum bahut buri ho, you're so selfish, self-centered, you think too much of yourself, all this kind of stuff. Isn't it better for me to say, like, not just changing the way we say things? I could say to you, Iram, I felt so upset. I felt so sad. I felt so hurt when you didn't when you didn't say hello to me the other day, or I felt so hurt when it was my birthday and you didn't wish me, or something, you know, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Instead of having this blaming kind of language,
instead of you use the I and just to understand yourself better. Yep.
But even when we're speaking to other people, maybe if we change the way we are communicating with our husband, with our children, by us changing something inside ourselves, we then go and change how we feel, and we change the result as well. So I think that's massively important for our self-esteem, you know, working on ourselves and working on the way that we do things, because remember, every single result that we produce in our life reinforces that view about ourselves. So if I get reactive with my children, I'm like, stop it, like every single time I'm going to go away from that situation, and I'm going to have like a bad feeling about myself. I'm like, I'm such a bad mom, I'm going to feel guilty, low self-esteem. If I manage that situation in an amazing way, I walk away from that feeling like, wow, Nadia, you did a good job.
We often do, actually, when we handle the conflicts with our children, like amongst them, when we handle them, we feel so good. Like,
it reinforces.
I did not lose it.
Yeah, everything you do reinforces that view of yourself. Everything, and that means like the way you speak to your husband, the interaction with your siblings, the business goals, the way we talk to our children. We're constantly we reinforce that view of ourselves. So it's like a cycle. One minute we believe something about ourselves, then we do things that reinforces that view again and again and again. Fourthly, I think self-compassion is so important. Like, we need to forgive ourselves when we make mistakes, when we do things wrong, when we're not perfect. And what is perfectionism anyway, right? We need to stop criticizing ourselves, stop trying to be so perfect, stop trying to. There is no such thing as perfectionism. Even if you reach this height of self-growth, we're still insan, aren't we? We're still going to make mistakes. There is still, like, you know, we're Adam's alayhi salam's children, and even in Jannah they picked the apple off the tree, so we will make mistakes. So I think that self-compassion is really important.
Absolutely, absolutely, that is important. Alhamdulillah, and that I think that makes us human. I think, subhanallah, we as humans have set our standards to be non-human like when we
Yeah,
talk about
yeah,
perfectionism, whether it's your physical beauty or mental or spiritual, and then when you fall, then you're then this whole concept of how dare you, like you were not supposed to, but who set that standard, like who
yeah,
set that standard? And I often ask, when people are, especially women, when
yeah,
they talk about relationships, and majority of them, the married ones, they always talk about their spouse, like how their spouse doesn't think that they are not, good enough or equal
yeah,
enough. I was below those situations. My first thing is like, is your spouse human? And they was like, she gets short, like, what sort of a question is this? I said, no, really, like, does he have skin, bones, and goes to the washroom and everything? And she like starts laughing, like, yeah. I said, then what's the difference? Like, you both are physically the same. The mindset needs to change, and your mindset needs to change before you want to change
yeah,
somebody else. This whole idea where we rush, like, the other person needs to change so that they can suit me, I think that also comes from arrogance and ego.
yeah,
Don't you think?
yeah. But that's the thing, it's easier to see, like when you're sitting in your own car, you can see दूसरों की गंदी गाड़ी दिखाई देती है your car. It's much more easier to see positive and negative things in other people than to see them in ourselves. Like I can see so many positive things inside you, but sometimes you need other people to tell you these positive things yourself, because that's the way it works, isn't it? People also show us our weaknesses
We
as well.
need to lift each other up. That's absolutely true. Just okay. So then the shortcut to it, and I think the wiser shortcut to it, is stick with the people who are genuine and who are happy for your growth.
Yeah.
Not the people pleasers, but the people who are genuine and happy for your growth, and just keep yourself away from the negative ones. Why would you go to somebody, like, why would you and I go to that XYZ person who we know in real life, bachpan se, who doesn't like us?
You know what it is? Iram, I struggled with this one for a long time, I like chasing after the people that I don't know what it was at that time, but any chance I got, I just wanted them people to approve of me. I struggled with that one a lot for many years.
We do, because
I realized where it came from. It wasn't even their fault, really. It's my own, maybe lack of esteem, maybe lack of self-esteem, lack of worth in myself, lack of self-respect for myself. If somebody doesn't like me now, then I'm okay with it. It's all right.
It's all right. And I think with age that confidence comes. I think I always say that my 30s are like, if children ask me what is your best age, I said my 30s, because in that age I became wise. Like my 20s was just birthing and confused. Although you're supposed to be like so fabulous in 20s, no, I never felt fabulous, like physically or mentally or emotionally or spiritually. My 30s were fab. Like, alhamdulillah, I loved it because I saw my own growth in that time. There was just one more thing I remember before I forget. There was this saying, some actor or somebody, he has said that remember this, that why would you go to advice for people who basically don't like you? Why is it that you go and seek advice from those people who in your good times are not good to you? Why would they be good to you in your low times? So why do you put yourself in that position?
Well, I think the people that already like us, they already like us, don't they? So there's no like insecurity there. When people like us, it's like we need to get this person to change their view about us.
Right.
So then there's this, the next thing that I find really helps with self-esteem is looking at our past. We need to start looking at our past in a positive kind of way. Looking at all the times that contributed to us becoming who we are today. Because I think with self-esteem, it's very important to know who you are. Because let's stop looking at other people in society and whatever other people are doing to try and find a sense of who we are. You have to find a sense of who you are from your own experiences. Like you said, in the 20s, we have these experiences, but all of that has contributed towards who we are. And we have lots of highs and lows. There are times when we felt very motivated, and we felt very like we've gained success through, raising our children in various different ways. We have proved things to ourselves all the time, but most often when people are talking about the past, they're always focusing on the bad parts of their past. They won't see that even if there was a challenging situation, how they were able to overcome that challenging situation.
Right.
So I think that really, really helps. The next thing that really helps is individuality.
Right.
right? So go in your own direction. Stop trying to fit in with everybody else. You don't have to be like everybody else. Do what you love. Be unique. Like we were talking about the makeup tutorials earlier on. Just because something's popular, you don't have to start doing that. Just because everybody's having their eyebrows, what do they call it these days? They get this eyebrow. You know, they're getting all sorts of different cosmetic.
Yes, yes, yes. Mood. Yes, yes. I
Eyelashes.
might not be familiar with it, but I got you. I got you.
But just because I don't notice, sadly, in the Muslim community, and I don't know, I haven't got really strong beliefs about it, but I just don't like the way things are going at the moment. You see a lot of hijabi Muslim sisters who've got businesses where they're promoting lip fillers, Botox, you know, the straight noses and rhinoplasty and all sorts of surgical treatments to change the way that we look. And I think makeup in itself was maybe something, obviously we grew up in that generation where wearing makeup was normal, but I think now it's taken up a notch. And it's better.
It's taken mentality, the headspace has become empty.
Yeah, but so what that means now is all of these celebrities, have you noticed, they all kind of look the same now?
Yeah.
Like, I won't mention any names, but there's celebrities that, English celebrities and like Muslim sister celebrities, really famous ones, they've got a similar kind of look. They've got the very high cheekbone. If you put the pictures together, they look almost the same. They've got the big eyelashes, the makeup done exactly the same, the contouring is the same. A lot of the beauty bloggers on Instagram, I look at them and they all look the same.
That's true.
Same big eyelashes, everything the same. So I think there's this whole, we're in a culture, everybody's trying to conform, everybody's trying to fit in, everybody wants to have that contouring look, and everybody wants to look.
It's so funny. Like, Nadia, every person says, I am different and I'm unique. But then when you look at it, it's like, what's so unique?
Another thing, and I don't mean to put anyone down here, but it's just an observation of mine, right? Like, say if I'm following, and I do follow some beauty bloggers, I think they are sweet sisters, mashallah, but when you watch their stories, the very first thing they'll say is something about like the way they look. So, oh my, you know, my lashes in the American accent, my lashes, or my eyebrows, I haven't been to my eyebrow lady, and you know, this, my heels, and or something about the way they look, and then you'll go and check another one out, right? They'll be talking about, you know, this lipstick that I'm wearing, this pink one. This is from, and then they're all talking about the same things. So might as well, if you watched one of them, they're all talking about similar kind of things, and they're talking about their makeup or their something about their hair and the way they flick their hair. Everything is the same, just the whole. Do you know what I mean? When you watch them, the way they move their hair
it's
back,
just a different handle with the same material,
with the same content. Yes, the same projects they're talking about, and even the girls that are applying the makeup videos, they've got this new trend where they'll hold the lipstick and they'll move it back and they'll cut the video there and the lipstick's on, and then they'll hold that, they'll do this suddenly, and then the eyelashes, even the editing and everything's the same as well. Like, everybody is just, there's no individuality, no one's unique anymore. We're just like following whatever everybody else is doing. Even, do you remember there was that trend, Iram, where do you know there was that trend on Instagram where everyone was holding a makeup brush to
yeah.
Everyone did it. Everyone did it. The photographers did it. The makeup artists did it. The
influencers did it. Everybody, like, even just like common folk like me, we also did it. I mean, I didn't do it, but because I'm not so good at makeup, but alhamdulillah, I got you.
I mean, it's the whole thing. We need to jump on the bandwagon. Sab kar rahe hain, we need to join in as well. But I think that, look, right, there's you and me, we talk about similar content, but we're doing it in our own kind of andaz, you know, like in our own unique kind of way, right? And I think your way of doing it is beautiful in its own way, and I'm doing it my own kind of way. The thing is, in that way, that's our individuality. If I start trying to copy somebody else, what happens is, right, what's so different about me then? Do you know what I mean? I have to be.
That also tells about the mentality of common folk, right? So 10,000 people are actually in the same mold. Like, out of those 10,000 people, so this one person, this one beauty blogger, if she has like 100,000 following, then my question to those 100,000 people is like, what? Why? But then again, I think as human beings, we are like that. We are like sheep. Why is it that our prophets, they were sheep herders, like they were shepherds? Majority of them were shepherds, and it is from the Sunnah.
Telling the sheep, idhar chalo, udhar chalo, and stuff. Right?
So we are like that.
Yeah, but you know, with the herd mentality, Iram, with the herd mentality, it's like this was a survival instinct. Agar aap dekho na history mein, it's a survival instinct. When we lived together in communities, like we live in England now, right? And my mum and dad live in, well, I won't mention the area, but they live in an area where there's lots of Pakistani people living together because we find security in living together. It's true, although we're an ethnic minority in England, we live in areas where there's like Pakistani food, Pakistani people, Muslims,
America.
but chalo, wo to samajh mein aati hai na, but the next thing, why is security is then following on Instagram, right? If one person does one dance trend, even the fact that now this person who's got this big following, right, now everyone has to admire them, because even if agar wo achhi baat kar rahe, buri baat kar rahe, phir bhi sabne kehna ke
buri baat ko follow karna. I think that has become the norm, and that is why social media is so successful, because it is all about following. What does the Instagram say? Follow this person, right? And I often think of this, that subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the followers will be behind their leaders, whether going to Jannah or whether not going to Jannah. So when you are following someone, be mindful of what you are following. And as human beings, like, see, I love beauty and I love beautiful faces. Men or women, both. May Allah help me. So you do follow, but then when it becomes senseless, then of course you have to think like, come on, this is senseless, you can't do this.
Even the wisdom, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, people, I often say pleasurable things and how things give us pleasure. Like, say for example, if I, you know, but wear a nice dress, there's nothing wrong with that, and me wanting that nice dress, but then I have to understand that this is a pleasurable thing, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created some things more beautiful than other things. Like in the world, there's like waterfalls and beautiful places, and we like get like pleasure there, but then knowing that it isn't actually that pleasurable thing that's giving us the happiness, it's our thought that's creating the happiness inside ourselves. So it's the way we think about everything that makes us happy or sad. So now the thing is that like if I follow this, but then the thing, right, let me go back up a bit, right? It all comes from self-esteem. If I've got low self-esteem and I see somebody else doing something and that thing is heavily popular, I'm going to feel as though I need to go in that direction, because that is what the culture is these days. But then if I don't know myself, then it's likely, not that anybody's consciously doing this, likely that I will just follow what is popular, because I don't know who I am, I don't know what my unique abilities are, I don't know what my values are. So moving on from that, what's even more important, the last point I wrote, is what are your values? You need to know what your values are. In order to have a high self-esteem, you need to know what is important to you in your life. Like, are you living your life based on your values? Like, what are our values? And our values, subhanAllah, as Muslims, we've got it easy. We've got the Prophet.
We've got it easy. That's absolutely true.
We've got the Quran, and it tells us exactly. We've got like a manual. SubhanAllah, we've got a manual of how to live our life. And are you allowing the autopilot routine life to take over, right? And just running the motions, and you're lost with your passion, you're lost with your values, you're lost with what you value most? Or are you taking some time to think about what your values are? What makes your life worthwhile? Who are you? Like knowing ourselves, like raising our self-awareness.
Like the other day I was listening to this, and it was like, when Iram, you die, what are people going to remember you as? Iram was about what? That's my value. Iram was about service, or Iram was about charity, or Iram was about education, or Iram was about ethical goodness. What was Iram about? Right? So your values, right?
And I think that probably this was like, I know people that surround ourselves make a huge difference, but then are you taking some time out every single week to focus on reflective thinking? Because I think this is what in the Quran tafsir, and I've been reading the Quran tafsir for about 3 or 4 years now, because we used to be a lot of focus on read it in Arabic. I don't know if you had that as well, but there's a lot of reward. We had a lot of focus on reading in Arabic, but when I've started to read the tafsir and understand it, the amount of times that the word reflect comes in the Quran. Think, be people that think, be people that reflect. What is the purpose of your life? Why are you here? You're here for a short period of time. I'll be even reflecting on these things, taking the time to reflect and live kind of conscious lives. Like, every time I do something, why am I doing this thing? And I've even now, subhanallah, that, you know, when you constantly think this way, it's so true. The more you do something, the better you get at it, the stronger you become in it. I even start thinking about, like, you know, the schools that maybe people want their children to go to, like grammar schools and stuff. What's my intention behind that? If I want my daughter to be a doctor, I've said to my children, if you want to be a doctor, it's up to you. I want you to do well in life, but if you don't want to, it's fine as well. What's my intention behind that? What's my intention behind Like, you know, the smallest things that I do, what is my intention behind that? Is it that I'm doing that because I'm living my life vicariously through my children? Their success means my success. Therefore, they're like a medal for me that I can hold up and say, look, Mary Betty went to the best university. Like, do I really love my children? Is it unconditionally?
It's just our own self-worth. We are just pushing our own agendas onto our children. So it's also.
So, but that you can only then pick up these things when you start asking yourself questions. The more you reflect, like marriage, for example. I think yesterday I made a quick 10-minute video talking about marriage. I mean, like, where do you get these ideas about marriage from? Like, where did we get the idea? Like, I was talking to a sister the other day on a coaching session, and she said to me, "It's my husband's responsibility to make me happy." And I said to her, "Sister, how is it his responsibility to make you happy?" And she said, "No, it is, isn't it? It is in Islam." And I said to her, "Well, I'm not like alima or anything, but I've done 1 or 2 years of alima course. I dropped out in the end. It was too hard. But I said that nowhere in the Quran, and I've read lots of Islamic books, it doesn't say anywhere it says duty to provide. It's duty to, his responsibility to provide for you and look after you and stuff. But it's not his responsibility to make you happy." So she's like, "No, you know, she just couldn't we took a long time on this." So I said, "Look, sister, with the utmost respect, I agree with you there. It's not his."
That poor guy is not there to make you happy.
But then think about it. Imagine if you've got this belief system, right? Which is the thoughts come out of our beliefs, then on top of that, your thoughts come out of them. Say if I've got this belief system that my husband's role is to make me happy, just think about the kind of thoughts that are going to come out of that belief. Every time, if he doesn't bring me flowers, he doesn't take me out to eat.
Disastrous marriage. Disastrous marriage.
The thing is, why give somebody such a big burden? You know, that's such a massive burden. No one can make you happy but yourself, because your happiness comes from your thinking. Now, we're looking for this happiness outside of ourselves, not realizing that we have sitting on it ourselves. So happiness comes from our thoughts, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Self-esteem comes from, so much of it comes from, first of all, conscious thinking. Secondly, taking positive action, doing things, improving things to yourself. So say, for example, if I look like anger management, say if I have this belief system about myself, right, and I believe I'm not the type of person who can control anger, then what's going to happen is I'm always going to reinforce this view of myself that I'm this angry person, I can't control myself. I'm going to keep myself away from other people because I'm going to know that I can't control myself. But say if I keep exposing myself to these places, my children, for example, or my siblings or my husband or any family member, and I'm able to control myself in that situation, each and every time I'm able to control myself, I'm reinforced that view of myself, which builds my self-esteem up. If I say a kind word to someone and I say I'm a kind person, I'm a very giving, right? When I compliment someone, when I give someone something, or when I support someone, that reinforces that view of myself. So basically, whenever we do things, it's double win-win situation. We're supporting somebody else, but then we're also reinforcing this self-esteem about ourselves, this self-image about ourselves. So when you do anything for anybody else, when you help someone, when you support someone or anything, you're making them feel good about themselves, but you're making yourself feel good as well. Yeah. So interesting. Always starts with ourselves.
That's true. That's true. Alhamdulillah. And Jazakallahu khair. I think this was the longest live that I've done. I loved it.
Talking for. Come on. How long has it been?
Almost just 5-10 minutes under an hour, but alhamdulillah.
Hiram, do you know what it was? I think this would have been it was like a chat me and you was having with one and spoke the first time. I said to you on the messages it's gonna be 20 minutes tonight.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Then I think what happened is we just started talking casually. Like it was like very serious. It was like having fun as well. That's why. Yeah, sorry about that. That's gone too long.
No, please do not apologize. It was fun, mashallah, tabarakallah. And people enjoyed it too. I mean, Faiza enjoyed it. She stayed with us the whole time, mashallah, jazakallah khair. And there are other people also. There's a sister, I think she follows you, Muslim Prince. She's been sending you salams and hearts. And there are other sisters too. I love the people who send hearts because, you know, it makes the screen go like lit up.
You know, I didn't see any of the hearts on my side. I think you started the live, so it only comes on your side. So yeah. Muslim Prince, mashallah.
Yeah.
You've got to check out her revert story. Okay. She's a Sikh sister. She's reverted to Islam. And go on, if you even watch her story, honestly, she's so like vulnerable and like you know, so like she got so much courage the way she tells her story, mashallah. So this is like a recent sister. You don't ever find a sister that I really love on Instagram. Like you were one of my loves on Instagram as well, right? And I just see this sister, and for the next few days, I keep like looking at that sister, what she's doing. I do that with you as well, by the way. But there's some like favorites you have.
Yeah. I can.
You're one of my
connect with, where you learn from. Definitely.
Yes, Alia's another favorite of mine.
Yeah, there are people sending you Hasnain 8642. She's sending you love. Faiza says she can hear you all day. Faiza says she needs to come visit England now because she needs to come see you. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallahu khair.
Okay, we need to find look at sisters. I just want to say something for really, because this is getting too long now, right? And I don't know how this happened, but what can I say? Me and Iram make a good team. We need to do this again, Iram. Okay, we need to do it again, right? But I just want to say, sisters, that when you're following people on Instagram, don't look at the following, because that is meaningless, right? You need to look at what kind of value is this person bringing you. If this person brings you value, contributes towards your life in any kind of way, follow them people. And even if they're non-Muslim, they don't have to be Muslim people. It can be non-Muslim who's giving you good messages, for example, about parenting, about, you know, relationships. It could be somebody who's helping you, you know, build up a business for yourself or something. Follow those people. Like, you know, by following, you could follow thousands of makeup, learning anything more. Just one makeup account and one fashion blog, or few of them will be fine for you, because they're all doing the same thing, as we said earlier on. Same hair, everything. Iram, thank you very much for having me, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for your time. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. And see you soon again.
I really enjoyed talking to you.
Just before you go, tell people where to find you if my people see, because I think majority of them are your people right now. So whenever my people see, when it's past 10 or 12 noon here, where do they find you?
Right, so you can find me on Nadia's Choice on Instagram, Nadia's Choice on Facebook. By the way, follow Iram. She's a really lovely sister and so like sweet, mashallah, and so genuine. And I really recommend you follow her and support her work as well. And I know, Iram, I just want to say before I go, right, I can see a big vision for you. I can see I don't know, I can see you as a big, really big. So keep up with what you're doing, mashallah. Fantastic. You know, in Pakistan, you'll go to places and say, yeah, देखो Iram bin Safiya. I can just see TV show 2 minute की बात Iram bin Safiya के साथ.
Yeah, I'll focus on that now, inshallah.
But it's just what I liked about that, Iram, before I go. The thing I liked about that is you're doing these lives, mashallah. This is brilliant. Keep this up as well. That was catchy.
Yeah, it was quick. It was quick and catchy. And that's, people don't have that much of, you know, time. They want something good, quick.
Yes. Yeah. And the other thing I liked about it is that 2 minute की बात Iram bin Safiya के साथ, it's like catchy, and it's like, and it's good as well, mashallah. So I think that was brilliant, and everything you do is brilliant, but that was particularly inspirational, mashallah.
Faiza's kidding. Faiza's saying, I'll be calling your name Nadia from the airport. Nadia!
You let me, you come to England, I'll come and pick you up, Faiza, don't worry.
Inshallah. Jazakallahu khair once again for your time, Nadia. Have a blessed day, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you with every goodness in this world and the next. Ameen. Take care.
May Allah bless you generously and give you every success. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, for sisters, for staying with us so long.
Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, everyone.
Assalamu alaikum.